Hare Krishna. Spiritual knowledge elevates us above misery and eliminates misery too. In the Bhagavad-gita's 4th chapter, the question is addressed, how does spiritual knowledge help us? It helps us to go beyond misery. And that is illustrated through two metaphors, which convey two distinct aspects of how the misery is removed. So in 4.36 it is stated, Apichedasi papebhya sarvebhya pakutamaha sarvam jnana plavenaiva vrijinam santarishyasi. Apichedasi papebhya sarvebhya papakrutamaha. Even if one may be very sinful, sarvam jnana plavenaiva. If people become situated in the boat of knowledge, vrijinam santarishyasi, they will cross over the ocean of misery. So the point here is made of a boat. Spiritual knowledge acts like a boat, and the boat takes us over misery. So if there's an ocean, if there's storm and turbulence, and if there's a good ship or a good boat which takes a person out of the ocean, then that means that person is actually being, while they are in the boat, they are raised above the turbulence of the ocean to a significant extent, and eventually when they go beyond the ocean, they go to the land, they are completely safe. And significantly here, even when one comes to the land, the ocean still remains. The ocean has not got eliminated. It's just the person is no longer situated in the ocean. So the Gita commentators explain that this metaphor implies that actually when we start living according to spiritual knowledge, we become lifted above the turbulences of the world. So to some extent we transcend these turbulences. The storms are still there in the ocean, but we now have a vehicle, a competent vehicle for getting out of the ocean. And even when we get out of the storm, still the storm goes on. So stormy waves still keep coming. So like that, at one level, when we understand that I am a soul, that I am different from this body, I am indestructible. So whatever ups and downs happen in this world, they are all temporary. They are all external to me. They don't affect me at my core. When we understand this, then we are not so shaken. We are not so disturbed by whatever happens at the physical level of reality. So by spiritual knowledge, by infusing us with awareness of our indestructible core, makes us less prone to be shaken by worldly ups and downs. So here we could say spiritual knowledge elevates us above misery. Now the next verse, 4.37, gives another metaphor. Yathaidhamsi samidho agnir bhasmasat kurte arjuna jnanagni sarva karmani bhasmasat kurte tatha. So it says over here, Yathaidhamsi samidho agnir, just as fire, Agni, bhasmasat kurte arjuna, as it destroys the wood that is put inside it, jnanagni sarva karmani. Similarly, the fire of knowledge, all things, all work and its reactions, jnanagni sarva karmani bhasmasat kurte tatha. Bhasmasat, it reduces to ashes. So if there is wood, if there is some object, when it is burned, that object no longer exists in that form. That object is destroyed. So like that, it is said over here, knowledge also destroys. What does it destroy? It destroys impurities. So when we understand that we are at our core souls, we are parts of Krishna, and we are meant to find eternal happiness in loving and serving Krishna, then we are no longer that much affected, we are no longer that much shaken by, not only by the world's ups and downs, but rather internally the forces that misdirect us towards worldly things and thereby subject us to illusion. Those forces don't trouble us that much. So that means if we look at this world, much of the misery is self-induced. Addictions. People become alcoholics, people become drug addicts, people become chain smokers. Now all this misery is self-induced. And this self-induced misery can be countered. Self-induced misery can be countered through inner purification. And so, if a person who is alcoholic becomes free from the urge for alcohol, then actually that misery is eliminated. So, spiritual knowledge not only elevates us above misery, but it also eliminates misery. So, ultimately it takes us beyond this world, but even while we are in this world, it protects us from misery by freeing us from the desires which subject us to misery. Thank you. Hare Krishna.